Hey everybody, welcome back to the Valley of the Old Farm. We're into mid-spring in year 3, and as the description says, we are going to be out with the old, in with some new stuff. Got just under $900,000. We have going to change our fields around. Going to cultivate under 3 of our grass fields and put them into arable. So we're going to need some larger arable equipment. Hey Ed, what's up? Hopefully it was good stuff. At any rate, we're going to add to our arable fields, and a big old field 86 is our biggest addition to our arable work. So we're going to need to upgrade. Taking our harvester over to the shop. We're going to have to, sadly, we're going to have to drive this thing back to the farm to pick up another header. We only got, we got 3 headers. Got one on the trailer behind me. Hey, Jaded Illusions. Because on the map, we have implemented a used dealership, a used vehicle dealership, or implement dealership. And the way it works is the dealership is going to pay us 10% over what the shop price will be to sell it to the dealer. So it's incentive to sell it to the used dealer because we get 10% more. And then we're going to buy some used equipment from the dealer at a reduced price that we so we're going to get a deal there too. Yeah, the seagulls, that is a bit annoying with that. Congratulations. What did you edit? Jaded Illusions? So what we're looking to do is I've got 2 seeders I want to sell. I'm going to get a bigger seeder. And I've got the harvester here that I'm going to trade in for a bigger harvester for year 3. This harvester has done us quite well for the first 2 years. But I think it's time to upgrade and move up and pick up a bigger harvester. And while we're at it, we'll probably pick up a couple headers and a header trailer today. Then we're going to get to cultivating some of our fields that are currently in grass. The harvester that I want to buy doesn't come with any headers. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the headers off here and basically sell them at the shop for the price that the shop gives me, and then we'll sell the actual harvester for to the used dealership, to the used equipment back here. Got a Ford PW, we got a New Holland harvester, Fiat, Etcher. Tell you, I looked long and hard at this international truck. They only want $40,000 for it, but it holds less than the trailer we have. Sammy, got a pull behind sprayer. Got the Massey Ferguson harvester. That's the one I want to get. And then we've got the Sugar Beet Ropa Tiger, I think it is. So we're going to go for the Massey Ferguson Activa 7347. It apparently is available for $141,400. That is a really good deal, I think, on that harvester. I think the store price is about $200,000 on it. So we're going to save ourselves 60 grand. Get a harvester that's got a bit more horsepower than this one. We're going to be able to pick up a couple bigger headers. But we got to be careful on the header size, because if we get too big of a header, then we're going to have a problem with harvest speed. Hey Ganja Magic, what's up? So you edited the abandoned forest, made the concrete bridges bigger. Okay. Couldn't find what controlled the area where you buy equipment, where it spawns. So I could rotate it. Oh, okay. You were looking to also rotate the spawn point of the equipment, because it spawns. I bet you it spawns in the direction of that trailer, doesn't it? Or that ramp or whatever it is. Also upgraded our cultivator already. We sold off the Kuhn power harrow cultivator, or I guess power cultivator, and picked up a smaller, well, a larger pull behind harrow or cultivator. It's actually a bit quicker, so that's going to allow us to speed through our cultivation pretty good. Ballincraig. Well, you should be. Well, if you click around, or basically click where that spawn point is. I don't remember the name of the trigger. Hopefully, if we're lucky, one of our map editors, one of our map author friends will drop by, and we can ask him what the where in the scenograph you would find that particular thing in order to grab it and spin it 180 degrees. It's not really a trigger as much as like a point, and then everything spawns, I think, you know, off of that point. So it might be not only having to rotate it, you might have to slide it over to a different area. Or of course, you could be sneaky, and you could just move it to the farm. So when you buy a piece of equipment, it just spawns up at the farm. That might be too much of a cheat. Here's that sunflower harvest header that I picked up by accident and decided to keep. Said I was looking at that New Holland, or not New Holland, but that International Grain Truck, and it interested me. But I've already got that nice trailer from the Modern Classics DLC. It actually holds more than that truck holds, and our tractor doesn't have too much problem pulling it, so we're just going to keep that. Looked at some of those tractors, and they all have less horsepower than the Fendt that we have, so we're just going to keep the tractor. But we're going to trade out some of this equipment. And you never know, somebody who's just starting out on the server here may want to buy this harvester because it's going to be fairly cheap. Oh, I bet you it's slow. Slow to do anything, isn't it? Although I don't know if the editor is... actually, I don't know if the editor is written to actually take advantage of the other cores. So many applications are not written to actually take advantage of multiple cores. So even though you may have 2 or 4 core processor, you may find that a particular application is only using one of those cores. I'll have to look next time I'm in the editor to see if it's using multiple cores or not. I wonder if that Massey Ferguson harvester is faster than this one too. It's there. Tell you, it feels really good being back on the map here. Been away for, what, about 3 weeks? Been about that long? We didn't do any streaming during winter. Alrighty, so let's... this in here. Let's go sell these. That. 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 Sell that. Alright. Go in here and claim our $25,000 for sales. Let's go over here. What we're going to do is we're going to park this in the trigger. And we're going to get the price. $34,363. Let me put that in Discord in the right channel. $4,063. Let's go put that over here at the shop, and we'll assign it to contracting companies. That is Glance. Joel, the mod that's in the top right, or the top left, is Glance. Can't find this harvester. It's an E516. Show up here as a E516. This is the painful part of the MP management mod. Scrolling through all the stuff. Oh, where is it? 16. Really wish you could sort it by farm. Harvester we want to buy. Seen it? I missed it? Gosh. I feel like I've already missed it. There it is. Right? No, we can't get into it. What do you want to do to, what do you want to edit, Ganja? Maybe we can give you some information. or direct you where to look. We're going to sell our Vanderstand planter. Now there isn't a used planter, but there is a new planter I want to get. So 33,044. A Van Stand Tempo 8. Right, that's what it was, a Tempo 8. Tempo F8. Okay. And that is 33,044. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's fairly easy to do, Ganja. First thing to do is you need to sign up with the Giants Developer Network in order to download the editor. Then you're going to want to unzip the mod, unzip the map into a folder, and so basically double-click on the Giants i3D file that is for the map. Look like a big blue, a big yellow E, I think. Then wait for it to open up, and then, well, actually, you know, it's kind of difficult to navigate around the editor. I've got a video on how to install the water trough mod in the how-tos, where I talk a little bit about how to navigate around the editor. So that might be useful. But basically, you just navigate around until you find what you want to delete. Click on it, and then you go and you basically pick it in the scenograph and you hit delete, and it poof goes away. All right, now we have the Stara Master 3570, and it's 21/7. Those are the items that I want to sell. There's some videos out there that basically would walk you through it a whole lot better, but that wouldn't be hard at all. You just pick the stuff in the scenograph you don't want, you hit delete, and then you save it, and then you re-zip it up, and there you go. Back this up. Now, whoever buys these two seeders, they're going to get themselves some seed and fertilizer, too. Wish there was a way to dump the seed and fertilizer out of them, even if it was just on the ground, so that we can make use of that in another planter. Oh, there's Darren. There's a mapping buddy. Be able to answer. He'll be able to answer Jaded. Need to look up a Tempo F8 and that Master 3570. So F8 there. Goes to contract companies, and down here actually let's go up, because up we'll scroll up and we want to find a Master 3570. Jaded was trying to figure out how to change the spawn point of a shop, on Abandoned Forest. He wanted to rotate it 180 degrees. Let's see. There it is. That to contract companies. Let's go down here. We want to buy that little baby. So let's go here and look in the shop. So this is what I want to buy. I want to buy the Activa 7347. You see the price here is $200,002. New. 306 horsepower. Let's see if there it is. Now look, it's reporting 0 hours. As if it's brand new. It's probably been reconditioned engine and all of that. 306 horsepower. So that's what I want to get. And the shop has it just for $141,400. We're going to go in here to contracting companies. We're going to transfer $141,400 to the contracting companies. Submit that. Our money is now dropped. I'm also going to post here in the thread that I have paid for the all right. We now own that harvester. Let's go in here and there it is, contracting companies for Farm 5. Now have the keys to our harvester. You can start her up. Hey Joel, what's up? Oh, the chat window is smaller? Chat window smaller? I didn't do anything with it. I don't think I did anything to it. Alright. Let's buy, while we're here, go ahead and buy a header for the harvester. Buy that. And we'll buy a corn header. 6 meters. This is 9 meters. You know what? I'm just going to do 6 meters because I'm worried about harvest speed of that harvester. That. Let's buy a header trailer for that. See how that, I don't know if we're going to be able to get down the road with that thing. Guess we need this bigger one. Header trailer, red and black, because that's what we like to do. Right. That thing's a bit big, but let's look and see what that other header looks like. Red and yeah, you know what? That'll fit better. Then we're going to buy a seeder. Okay, in YouTube. It's over here for now. Sell this big header trailer back. Always save a backup before you do the edit, just in case you don't like what you did, or somehow you managed to break it. Oh, and Darren, somebody in my Discord was referring to that that new green mowing, green cutting mod that hit the mod hub today, about using it on Willow River to mow alfalfa. And I had mentioned, I had thought that you had said that you had that functionality working already, and thought, well, maybe that was going to be coming in a future update of Willow out to PCSG. I thought to myself, if Darren shows up tonight, I'm going to ask him. And now the seeder that we're going to buy is, where is it? So we had this one. Again, we're going to concentrate on corn and sunflower. So the next biggest one that does corn and sunflowers is this Horsch Astro. It only needs 180 horsepower. That doesn't do corn and sunflowers. That doesn't do sunflowers. That is way too big. That does corn and sunflowers, but requires 350 horsepower. We don't have that much oomph. And then this does corn and sunflowers, but it's smaller than the other one. And then we get into this thing that would do corn and sunflowers. But it's, I don't know, 6 meters. It's not much bigger. Is it at all bigger than this one? No, it's 6 meters, see. So this one's going to be 9 meters. This is the one we're going to pick up. Actually, we're not going to buy that one. We're going to buy this one here with optional fertilization. So we put that mod in. Interested in that. Fertilization inactive and active. So I can change this. I should be able to change this at the custom point at the main farm. We're going to change it to fertilization active for now, and we'll change it to inactive later, I think. Let's change it to inactive. Got a field that seed that is already of 3 stages. Well, I didn't know if you were planning on releasing that, or if that was just a private customize. Don't feel that you need to update it. I mean, that mod that came out may do what they were looking to do. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet. Let's take our newfound equipment home. That's a Ronald Smash harvest header, but oh well. Let's see what change that to header. Let's go with that one. Oh, let's go. Oh, I don't think it's old news. Told you. I got a hankering to get back on that map and play me some more Willow River. I'm really hoping that you bring it forward in 19, because I can see myself playing a heck of Willow River early on. No. That just sounds exciting. Have you done much? You done much related to like Google Earth and attempting to do realistic terrain, DEM stuff? No, we already talked about that, didn't we? Talked about that the other day. Watch this header be too small for that. Too big. I really don't like these in-game headers. It's not going to. There we go. Let's see here. Yeah, follow me on this. I don't even know if we have follow me on the map server. Might not. Nope, we don't. Alright. So we'll have to come back and get the seeder. Then we're going to jump in our cultivator and get to cultivating. Money's dropped quite significantly, but I think we are positioned with some pretty good upgrades. What do you all think? Since we're making those 3 grass fields into arable, wanted a bigger seeder, be able to seed faster. Still in the trailer. And I wanted that ability to swap out the fertilization. I know, I'm excited about deer running around. I mentioned in a stream the other day that I hope they don't have wondering when someone will come out with deer damage to your crops. Just a random event. Some section of your field just goes into a harvested state because deer ate it. And that is definitely not a mod that I'm going to be activating. What about, so there's also going to be a damage model or a wear model on implements. And then it made me wonder, I wonder if deer would run out in front of you in the middle of the road. And then you'd run into them. And then you'd have damage. That would just be, that would be a little bit too much there. Park these things on the side of our barn. I guess our header trailer we could back into the back into here now, since we don't need the old header trailer was on a dolly, and that was kind of hard to get. But we bought the grain header because we do have 2 fields of canola that were planted by the AI farmers. We're going to need to be able to harvest those canola fields. we go. Let's go take this home. Got seed and fertilizer back at the main farm. I haven't used this particular seeder or planter much, so I'm also kind of looking forward to using this. If we get paid 10%, so that will be 37,700. 36,000. And 23,000, so 37, 36, be about 70, 30, about maybe 89, 93,000 dollars or so, coming back to us in sales from selling that used equipment. I have to wait till Roy or James gets on the server to reimburse us. What's up? Still a little cool to seed sunflowers. I think they require 7 degrees. Oh, that's filling. Let's check. Yeah, they require 7 degrees. Now we can plant right now, and we'll probably hedge our bets that we're going to have 7 degrees by the end of spring. We'll just see where we are by the end of after we get done harvesting or cultivating. All the seed we had left. Let's back on up here. Here's our cultivator. Might be the same width as that other cultivator that we had, but it's definitely faster. Oh, you talking about that map? The map today? That was a nice little map. I didn't know, but apparently that's a convert. Apparently somebody said that that was in 15, maybe even 13, saying. We're going to cultivate our grass fields under. I think I can make more money in putting crops in these grass fields than I was making in my grass contracts. Got 2 grass fields down here to do. Then we got the big old grass field 86. Bought that for $500,000. We need to get some money back in that investment. And I don't think the return on investment is going to be very high if we continue to use it for grass profits. Here I was thinking it was a 17 map original. Nope, it was a convert. Nothing wrong with converts, but it can feel a little embarrassing when you think, oh, this is a cool map. I wonder how many people have actually seen it. And then you discover, like, oh yeah, I played that map for like 300 hours on 15, and oh, glad you like it for 17. I was thinking it was new. It's new to some people. It was new to me, so it's new to others. But I think that other cultivator only cultivated like 5 miles an hour or something. This thing's running at 11, so we're cultivating a whole lot quicker than we were with the other one. Sure, Ed, you can ask. Depending what it is, I may choose to ignore it. Bushes have kind of annoyed. I can take them out. Nope. Can clean up the border here a little bit. We didn't sell the farm. We just stopped farming and contract out now, I guess. I don't really know the details, but we still own the land. We just kind of gave up the actual working of the land, mostly because, well, my grandfather passed away quite a while ago. Maybe, geez, I don't know. I was just out of college. Well, I was dating my wife now. Just had started dating her. We've been married 15 years, 16 years. I don't know, lots of years. So he was the farmer. My dad, he farmed when he wasn't running mail, post office. Retired from the post office, and I don't know if he just I don't really think he had the farming bug as much. So you know, we just basically weren't super interested in continuing on working the land. So basically, I think we leased it out to people. We still own the farm, still own the building, still own the land. No, I live a few hours away from there, and actually live in the city. What little city it is? It's a small rural city, but it's still farmland, so it's not so much of the land up there is turned into developments and housing and things like that. So it's still farmland. People still work it. Yeah, in fact, you brought it up. I was actually messing around. The reason I was asking Darren about about Google Earth and DEM work and everything. And I was talking about Dirty Tractor Doctor's videos on that matter. Is I was kind of looking at just messing around and trying my hand at making a map of that area. And I was kind of surprised at how little of the area a 2x2 map actually encompasses. So I was going to try to do a Google Earth realistic terrain map that basically included the home farm and some of the fields that were kind of around it that we worked, and that later we bought. But I got to the point where I was putting in the, you know, I put a whole bunch of little dots all over the map. I had a whole lot of dots. Maybe I had too many. And then I used some GIS visualizer site that he showed to get elevations. Then I plugged that into another application that was supposed to make a DEM map using those elevations. And the map I got out looked fairly darn flat. And that area is not flat. So, I don't know, maybe I had too many points, which then caused it to really flatten itself out. What? Yeah, you know, I've kind of had the itch to give it a little twirl and try it. It would be very basic, and it would, because the amount of land that we owned pretty much covers most of a 2x2 map anyway. When you factor in the woods and the trees that are around it, and some of the other stuff, that it would be kind of like No Creek, where, you know, it's pretty much the fields and the roads, or the road, and then you know, up in the corner is a sell point that really doesn't exist, because any realistic sell point would be, I mean, you would probably need a 16x map or larger to actually realistically lay out a true area where we would go and actually take grain and everything. Probably a 4x map wouldn't even cover the main horse farm that we sold our hay to. It was more than 4 kilometers away. You need a 16x map just to realistically lay out where we sold most of the hay that we made to. No, Joel, the Giants editor, everything in the editor is metric. So a standard map, even this map, is 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers square. A 4x map is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers. And a 16x map is 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers square. So that's how I think it works out. 16x map might be bigger than that. Standard Giants map like Goldcrest Valley, or this map, Lone Oak, for example, is representing a 2 kilometer square area in, is it Oregon? Or Washington State, one of those two? But I need to try to do a another go around of that area with less points. See if I get better height terrain out of it. Because if you saw the video I did back in Easter, It's pretty obvious that there's a lot of not flat in that area, especially where we have the 3 ponds. You got to go down a pretty steep hill. Then the 3 ponds are kind of in this, not really a gully, a ravine, or just the bottom of a hill, 2 hills. And then we had some fields that literally were on the hillsides. Be a pretty interesting one to do. Definitely not something you'd want to run MR on. Just too many hills. I figured after I had that maybe under my belt, cleared it all out. There's this farm up in Vermont that a guy named Frank, who's in my Discord, and has, you know, been a long time viewer and supporter, works on this dairy farm. Dairy farm's got 500 head of milking cattle, and 500 head of, I guess, cattle that they're raising to basically be milking cattle. So they've got a 1,000 head total between the two, and they're a dairy operation, and they actually run a dairy plant that not only produces, you know, homogenized milk, but also I think manufactures other things out of the dairy, out of the milk, like butter, maybe ice cream, you know, lots of other finished goods. And they had done a kind of a video on it he had shared with me. I was really really touched by that video, and I kind of wanted to build that out. Now that would be a 4x map based on just the area that they farm. So I didn't want to start with a 4x map. I wanted to start with something a little bit easier. That's where I started thinking about doing the home place in a 2x variety. Let's throw out GPS. Yeah, 1,000 head. He's the in the video. He's the guy mixing up the food. He's basically the guy who's in charge of feeding them. And as you can expect, it's a pretty big grass operation. But if you look on Google, it's called Monument Farms. Obviously, don't go look at it now because you're watching me. But it's called Monument Farms. It's in Vermont. And the particular video that I watched was, I think, called The Freshest Story Ever Told or something like that. It talks about their chocolate milk and their other milk products that they offer to the local community. Of course, they employ a large number of people in the community as an employer also. I used to ski as a kid too. Parents would take me. Hey Patty, welcome back. Like I said, I thought I'd maybe get my feet wet a little bit and see if I could maybe figure out how to get that other map done, maybe for 19. Might need to enlist some help. I am really glad that we switched over to this other cult. The other one we had was cheap, but it was slow. Yeah, I thought about it. When I was there, we didn't have any. But I thought about it. I knew where they were. So I thought about putting dairy at the farm where they were. You know, where the where I've seen photos of where the cows were. And there's a place down the hill, down the road from us, that has llamas. And they only keep a couple llamas, but they have llamas. So I was like, oh well, that could be the sheep. And I'd probably throw the pigs somewhere. Yeah, I was watching Genetic J, the Dirty Tractors video, and I tried to repeat it as best I could. And the only thing I can think is maybe I just had way too many points. Because he was saying, you know, the more points, the better. More little dots, the more reference points that you put in Google Earth, the better. So I put a ton of dots. I mean, it was a ton. Maybe it was just too many. Because he had you run something called Nearest Neighbor in this other application that kind of smoothed the area between the dots. I'm thinking if maybe I had too many dots, maybe I smoothed too much. So I said I need to try it with a little less dots. Hey, Haggard Farms, what's up? Apparently Haggard Farms has got a pretty good cow operation also. He was giving me numbers the other day. I didn't even get to the GE part before it fell apart. He's using a QGIS. He calls it QGIS. But it's a GIS app that that you take, and basically you take the file that has the latitude, longitude, and altitude or elevation numbers, and this GIS app basically maps it out into a dim map, a dynamic terrain or whatever. And when I looked at that, you know, it's kind of a grayscale color with the different heights being different colors of gray. And it looked pretty darn flat to me with some bumps. They weren't very big bumps. So maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. I just do it over again. I was surprised. I thought there would be a lot of videos out there showing people how to do it. But, like, I turned up nothing. other than his videos. I saw the new map show up in the mod hub. I downloaded it. I didn't have time to look at it. Earlier this evening, I did get a video done on the map that came out at FSUK. It's been fairly the rave for the British tubers. Apparently, it is very indicative of the Wales area. So I did a video on that one earlier today, and that video will come out on Tuesday. It is a very nice map. When I first looked at the PDA, I really had this sense that it kind of felt like Old Borough Park, but obviously it's not. But just had that feeling like it. I don't know if it was because of the roads are kind of in the same general shape. And of course, you know, it's mostly grass, few arable fields. But yeah, it's a real nice map. I think the biggest field's maybe 3.5 hectares or something. But I'll look at that map, and it might show up in the queue next Thursday. Got a couple maps in the queue to do videos on. One that I was going to do a video on. I guess next Thursday we're going to do a video on. We need to do a video next week on Rocky Mountain Farms, new CCS 101 map. So we should probably do that one on next week also. That would probably put the Mod Hub map back another week. Yeah, that'll probably put the Mod Hub map back another week. Then I got another map that I want to do a video on, but it failed testing. So I'm not going to do a video on it until it either passes testing, or the map author decides that he's going to forego uploading it to a site and instead continue to host it on Facebook. And if he continues to host it on Facebook, then I'll do a video with the iteration that's out. Yes, so CCS 101 is now publishing his maps on PCSG. Really wish his maps were small enough to go up on the Mod Hub, the real Mod Hub. The real Mod Hub has file size limits, and all of his maps are way over the file size limit. They would need to be pared back quite a bit, and I think the act of paring them back they would lose their CCS 101 sense of being at that point. Well, Genetic, if you've got some reference information, I'd be interested to try out some of those other methods. The other bit that kind of got me lost in the dirty tractor method was when he went into editor and started making these pillars of ground in 10-meter height increments, and then he was grabbing the color off of them, which color and me are bad things to mix, and then taking those colors and I don't know what he was doing, just changing the color matte of the DEM map to then, I guess, coincide with the color mapping that Giants uses. And I don't know, it just got very muddy. As far as understanding at that point. Let's head on down here to field 86 and get cultivating that. I don't know if we'll be able to finish that cultivation tonight, or if I'll have to jump on the server tomorrow and finish cultivating that. The keen eye will notice that we're running at 2+ speed now on the server. It's kind of been established as the new norm for the server. So for every real life day, I think 2¼ days. It's less than 2.5, but more than 2. 2 and a fraction of game days go by. It's day 7. It's noon of day 7 now. So if we stream tomorrow night, it will be day 9. Actually, it will be. Oh, it's my turn. It will probably be the evening of day 9 tomorrow, or the very, very early hours of day 10 tomorrow. Might be late day 9 if we stream tomorrow night, which isn't going to be that interesting because it's going to be dark. So if we stream on Saturday, it might be like day 12 of spring by the time Saturday rolls around. And we're doing 18-day seasons. So day 12 of spring is going to be the last day of mid-spring. So just in 3 real-life days, all of the middle of spring is gone. So we're going to fly through spring, all 18 game days, in a matter of like a week and a half of real life time. So it is really a push to get all this done. I want to get rid of this fence. It's going to be easier to cultivate this without the fence. Yes, the new MP management app is hit the Mod Hub. I asked the folks over at LS Mod Company if it was something that you could convert existing multiplayer maps to use the new, and basically it sounded like no. So we're not going to use it probably on this server. We might use it over on the new server when we're over on Lone Oak. But we won't be using it here. We won't be using it over on Hof-Bergman either. Simply because it's not compatible with the current version. So it would require pretty much resetting everything as far as people's money and stuff. field is right up against the edge here. There are some cool mods, and I'm really excited to play with the poplar hand planting mod from our buddy GTX Andy. I would have to say that I was privileged enough to see a work in progress demo of that mod several months ago. He showed it off to me, where you get the little shovel and you shovel up your careful there. I mean, that just right on top of that other field. Somebody owns that other field. I don't want to take out their crop. Just let's do that. You have to plant your own, you know, you can plant your own saplings by hand. So what that means is you don't have to use that nasty poplar planter that runs at like 2 miles an hour. And you can free walk around and put your own saplings down wherever the heck you want. You literally take a stroll through the forest and put down your saplings. So I'm excited to put that into Rathlin and into Emerald Coast and make use of it and show it off. And I'll probably use it on some other series, other maps. If I get around to doing other maps between now and 19. You talking about Lone Oak? The Lone Oak. I'm going to cut down the oak that the whole map is based around. Where is your sense of responsibility to the oak? The historical perseverance, whatever. I did, it was, I don't know what, it was, it started with an R. Right? Started with an R. I watched Virtual Farmer's video where I think he mentioned it. Ravendale, Ravenwood, Ravenport, that's it. Yeah, because Virtual Farmer made a reference to Davenport, which is a real place. He said he couldn't find a Ravenport, but he found a Davenport. And 19 has lots of very interesting things. I mean, they got my money. I already pre-ordered my Steam copy. Surprised we're the only people on the server tonight. Given that it is the middle of the day. Edgar Allan Poe, Baltimore. Very, very, Baltimore's all over their claim to Edgar Allan Poe, that's for sure. Growing up from that area, we had the wonderful privilege taking a field trip to, I think it was like, I don't know, some Edgar Allan Poe thing in Baltimore. You can see how much I was impressed as a school kid going there that I don't even remember what it was called. I think about that now, and I think, man, those teachers were dark. Be teaching and doing Edgar Allan Poe poetry to like, you know, I don't know if we were high school or if we were middle school at the moment. This stuff is dark. Bobby, I don't understand what you're talking about. If you had the money to buy an account, Steam is free. Or if you're meaning if you had the money to buy it, you would buy it on Steam. It might have been middle school. Hey, Bert. More on the stream, very dark. Or is that one of his, One of Poe's poems? Alright, after we do 2 headlands, we're going to, I think we need to do 1 more. And then we're going to, GPS auto turn this puppy. He probably died from depression. And the way his poems write. It may have been alcohol poisoning, drunk in a ditch. Put on by his dark thoughts and depression. Got a counter steer this hill. Then the steer, then the front wheels grab. I don't know much about. I've had people request to be friends, but I don't know what it does. I just say, okay, sure. I know who it is. Oh no. Put the fence back next time we get around to the front of the field. It's interesting. Kinds of odd discussions we get involved in here. So we were, I was chatting in Discord with Roy, who now owns the BGA, about this field, and he was talking about how he was going to run the BGA with respect to continuing to contract out local farmers to help with work at the BGA and all. And I said, you know what? I'm thinking about putting corn into big old field 86. And I would be willing to sell it out of the field to the BGA, for assuming they brought their chaff harvester down to harvest it straight out of the field. So I would sell at a pretty good discount chaff straight out of field 86 per liter for the BGA. And well, that sounds interesting if you'd be willing to help. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to put corn in this field, and with the hopes of basically selling it to the BGA for some amount of money per liter of chaff. Then he'll be able to basically buy it for whatever. Then basically reap money out of the silage sale, and we'll be able to collect hopefully a nice paycheck for our corn. Oh, do I have you on? Do I have you on a Steam, friend? I'll have to go check. Let's go check. I got a couple that I've ignored because I didn't know who they were. Okay. I see you there. Alright. That. Drop it. And let's do auto turn and just enjoy it. Enjoy the cultivation for the next 30 or so minutes. How much of this field we can get cultivated out. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna see what time of day it is tomorrow, and what ground temperature we've got. I might be streaming tomorrow night on this map. Might not be. Moving into winter on Hofbergman. We took seasons out, but we are basically pretending we still have seasons. We're pretending we still have seasons, and as a result of that pretending, let's make sure. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't have crop destruction on, but if I run that cultivator through that field, it's going to annihilate somebody's crop. That ain't going to be. You need to back up the turn. We don't run into their crop. That's why. So we're pretending that next week is going to be winter. So there's not a lot of work going on in Hofbergman, which is handy because there's a lot of work that we need to do here. So we might be streaming on this map on Saturday, assuming that we have the proper temperatures to put in corn and sunflowers. We're going to be doing that. And if not, then we're just going to be over on, I guess, Emerald Coast. Doing some more work over there. But that green mowing, what is it? Green mowing, green cutting mod that came out today. Seems pretty interesting. I want to try it. The photo showed somebody mowing what looked like growing wheat or barley. And it showed a very green windrow. I'm a little curious as to what that shows up as. You know, in-game, if you can mow it. Or if you mow it, then if you can bale it, what do you get? Do you get... I hope you don't get grass out of it. I don't know. Bale and you get chaff? I don't know if you can... I don't know. Well, I want to try it. Oh, seriously? You get grass if you mow... wheat, you get grass bales. So in seasons, then they'll disappear. But you could ted it. I guess you could ted it and make hay out of your wheat. Oh, what is going... What? It's like... Thinks that's the end of the field. Interesting. It thinks that's the end of the field. Yeah, the hand planting. That's I talked about that one already. The new MP management mods. There's a portable... There's a mobile pig food mixer. That's been something that's been requested for a while. I've seen people put in chat. There's a Silo King enhanced pack. I think it's enhanced. It's something Silo King something. But you get the in-game Silo King mixer and the self-propelled. And they not only do TMR, but they also will do pig food. You could drop potatoes in the mixer. You could drop corn in the mixer. And, I guess, wheat. And you turn it on and you get yourself some pig food. I'm excited to do that. It's making me think that maybe a new series will spawn up that I do pigs. And I just mix up pig food using the mixer. A couple map updates. What else came out? I don't remember. Looked earlier. So, Genetic, you been over on Rocky Mountain Farms recently? On out here. Yeah, AI vehicle extension was updated. I remember that. Haven't used that too much. So you're doing hard mode and seasons. What's your season length? I like, really see how this field just undulates. You got a couple feet of snow right now? No doubt. I was telling CCS 101 that I didn't test seasons to see if what the percentage risk of not getting a decent planting temperature in that narrow planting window was. But the way you start with so much snow, I think there'd be pretty good risk to not having the the needed temperatures by the time the short planting season that there is. Well, 7 to 10x speed. That'll be interesting. 10x speed is a whole day every 0.4 hours. So a work day, if you limit yourself to like 16 hours, 18 hours, it's just under 2 hours for a working day. Are you using the snowplow from FSUK? Oh, Roy's in the server. I wonder if Roy's going to pay me my monies. I was curious if you're using the snowplow or if you're using the gritter. Oh, let's get to the end of this row, and we'll figure out what the money is. Oops. We might get this field mostly cultivated. Only been about 10 minutes. Another 30 or so. Kind of like the forests in here. I like how the forest areas have been laid out on the map. And I tell you, I am really, really eager for blue, cold mountain something whatever the new black sheep map is that they're working on. I'm excited about it, but I'm trying not to get super excited about it because I don't want to overhype it in my own head, or then it'll just become a disappointment. But, yeah, I'm hoping that that map is going to be a good one. Work our way back across the field. That's a question. Mods that will remove a section of hedge collision so you can add an entrance to the field surrounded hedge. I know the perfect thing that will do that, but you might not want to hear the answer. And it's the editor. Giants editor will do that perfectly. But it can be a bit of a big bite to bite off. So, I wonder what Roy's doing. Up there at his BGA, just standing around. Till we get off of this angled area, I'm gonna have to do the turns. Alright, check you later, Genetic. Yeah, if you open the map up in the editor, you can select the section of hedge that you want to take out and just delete it. Make sure you select the whole thing in the scenograph, otherwise you'll delete the hedge but leave the collision. Then you can make the opening as big as you want. I think there's a pretty easy way to go into the editor and delete all the collisions out of the hedges. So they just don't have collisions anymore. But, I'm not really sure how to do that. Yeah, like I said, it might not be the answer you want, but that'll definitely do it for you. Whoa. Let's add these things up for. So we had 34,363, 33,044. We had 21,739. 89,146 is the total. Alright, I'll just tell Roy that. 9146. Just lost my live stream monitoring. Hold on. Uh-oh. Alright, hold on, guys. Live stream dashboard is now a monkey screen, showing a server error. Let's see if I can't get this working here. Oh, monkey error. Close it and open it. Stop. Watching myself. All right. We're gonna get there. Monkey error. All right. So I know I'm still live. I just can't see chat anymore. I'll try to read it from the OBS preview window. Hey DC, what's up? Currently having a little bit of issue with YouTube's dashboard of the stream. I'll try to catch... oh, we're back. Okay, good. Alright, I got the dashboard back up. We're good to go. You know, I don't know. Check out Shy Wizard. Actually, he's got a lot less videos than I thought he would, but go check out Shy Wizard. He's got some... I heard folks talk pretty high about his videos, his editor videos. They might it might be a little easier to follow. Sometimes Ian's videos, he either runs through it too quick, or doesn't show things slow enough. Basically the same as running through it too quick. Sometimes it makes it a little hard to follow that way. Yeah, I had a pretty good day. It's kind of busy at work, but got her all worked out. Aggie. That. Have to run through the field 2 more times to get it all cleared away. It's funny on this map. It seems the AI worker, and I don't know if it's related to multiplayer, or if it's somehow related to this map. But it seems like the AI worker plants a lot of the same crop on all the AI field. This year it was canola. Find fields of canola all over the place. Last year it was wheat. I'm wondering if next year it's going to be something like potatoes. Just about every AI field has canola in it this year. Sure. What's your name there? And I'll see if I can't add it. It's got it's 9. Planting seed. Planting wheat. Oh, dude's 9. See if I can't get that real quick. Say I have things just turn around all of a sudden. There, I sent something to you. I think maybe. See, I don't use friends in Steam really, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Stop doing. Let's go straight. Turn here. There's a little bit of ground there that is not I can't cultivate, so I thought the field was the edge. Guess we're gonna have a spot in the field that's got grass growing in it. Can't do much about that. Oh, really? Never, oh, I guess when I got the Steam account, I probably bought Farm Sim, like, right away. Maybe that's why I never saw it before. You dive in. Ooh, let's turn. wonderfully striped field here. Turn around and make another pass and get it down to one stripe. One. Guys, what do you think? Should I we stream Emerald Coast tomorrow, or Valley of the Old Farm, or Hoff Bergman? You know that the Valley of the Old Farm may be dark. May be in the middle of the night. Don't slide down the hill. Yeah, I think right now, I think it just shows you like who's active, what they're playing. There's some type of a chat thing. I think I have like online notices and all that turned off so that you know, that notice doesn't pop up in the middle of a stream or in the middle of gameplay or something. I don't really know what it's for. Spin on her. Turn on auto turn again. At least for that side of the field, we'll have to turn manually on that side of the field for a couple turns. What happened there? It's Roy fertilizing and spraying and seeding. Spraying. Seeder puts the liquid down. Alright guys, well I think I'm going to just about wrap it up there. We coming up close to our 2-hour time, and I'll have to come back in the server later and finish cultivating this field up. And once we get that cultivated up, be just waiting for a ground temp to come up to put corn in this field. We'll put corn in a couple fields over at the main farm for grain. Then we'll put sunflowers down on our other fields over at the main farm for, again, grain. I think we're going to get more money out of chaff on this field than we ever did out of grass. Just need to come up with an attractive price for the chaff that Roy wants to pay for it. Otherwise, we might be harvesting a whole bunch of grain here on the field. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Not sure what map we'll be streaming on tomorrow. Might depend a little bit on what time of day this map is and the ground temp and everything else. So until next time, guys, happy farming.